Hi guys, welcome to my channel SAP Lobby. Today we will discuss in the availability check or ATP. ATP is like available to promise. So this available to promise logic is the cross application component in the SAP. So because it is being used by different business application like manufacturing, sales, inventory management. So it is being used. Okay, so we'll discuss how it is being used in different area, like just overview. So suppose if you took at the sales and distribution, in case of sales and distribution, like when you create the sales order and we do the availability check in that for that particular customer required quantity. So with this logic will help to compare the what is your required quantity and what is the stock or receipts are available. Okay, so those comparison being helped whether this as per the timeline, customer timeline, so whether you are able to able to do if you have the stock or receipt, if you are able to address that requirement or not. If not, then you have to plan or produce, or you have to procure that material for the shortage quantity. Okay, similarly, like when you create delivery notes, that time also system do the this availability check. Okay, and that time also check what is the quantity, required quantity, whether that is in stock or not. Accordingly system will help you to generate the delivery note. And then plan order processing means when you do the planning, so when you do the planning, it compare the what is the issue quantity and what is your stock or receipt. So accordingly it check if there is required or material or not there, then it will be create the missing it will be give, it will generate, or it will have the missing part. Okay, so when like again, like when you convert the plan order to production order, like in production order, that time also you can do the availability check. Okay, so in production order, suppose your required materials are not there, then it will create the missing part list in the production order. Okay, so these are the different areas. Again, like in inventory management, when you have these receipts like warehouse stock, plan order, purchase requisition are being allocated to your issues means like your customer requirement or plan invent requirement or reservation. For those, these stocks are being assigned. Okay, so and this is being assigned based on the time axis, like suppose on what date is required, and that uh, on that date, whether suppose some receipts are on when it is receiving, we are going to receive that receipt. So based on the time axis, it is being assigned to that issues. Okay, and it also help this availability ATP logic also help to calculate, like the issue is allocated to the receipt and that is lies nearest to it, and it still has the positive ATP quantity. Okay, so if your ATP quantity or of this receipt will not cover the issues, then it will search for another receipt which is like nearby, which is near to the required date. Okay, and then if it is there any other near future receipts are there, then it allocate to the issues. Okay, if there is no other receipt, then it propose for other new receipt, or it will can be reduce the requirement quantity. Okay, and so this is about the area, how just the overview of the ATP logic, how it work in different areas. And then this ATP logic being happen on different level, like plant level, store level, and batch level. Suppose you are using some metal with the batch management, when you are you do the production process, that time system this ATP logic help to check the or validate the material with that particular batch, because you want to issue that particular batch to the production. So it check for the particular store and batch whether that metal available or not. Okay. And again, suppose other material like store level, when you are when you do the availability check, it check at the store level whether for that particular store it is available or not. And other one is plant level. Okay. So these are the three levels: plant level, store level, and batch level. This availability check or ATP logic is being happen. Okay. So this ATP logic, for ATP logic, this functionality, to get that functionality in metal master, in MRP3 view, we need to assign the availability group. Okay. So now we'll check how to do the configuration of availability group. So I will show you how you will do the configuration in the ECC system. Okay. So let me relog in. Okay. So here first I will show you where to assign this ability check. I think there is some issue. Okay, first we will go to configuration. Here in under production, here on supply control, then operation, under operation there is availability check. So if you open this node, we have like checking group, checking rule, and scope of check. So first we should define the checking group. Okay. So here like 01, 02, some standard checking groups will be available. So suppose you want to create the new one, so you can do, instead of, my suggestion, like instead of creating new one, you can copy this first one. Okay. Or any standard you can copy, existing one you can copy, and suppose here you will give the GL. So here like sales delivery requirements. So it is like how to accumulate those requirements. And blocked means like suppose you are processing some one material. Okay. And that should not be simultaneously some other user want to process that same material, then this will be block this material for other user, so that you can smoothly do the availability check, and you can reserve the quantity for your requirement. Okay. Okay. And this is no check, and like it is accumulation. Okay. And response like if you uh, suppose you are generating the missing part, and that should be informed to some particular people or something, that can help you here. This response things, output in CSAP will help to create one output message for informing about the missing part. Okay. So now you can save it. So 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 first in availability check, first we need to configure this availability check group, checking group, then we'll go for checking rule. So under checking rule there are different rules, like suppose we are trying to create the availability check for production planning. Okay. So this is like PP checking rule. Okay. Now the checking group what you meant created, okay, that we can assign to this checking rule. Okay. if I go to the scope of check, suppose here suppose I will copy this one, okay, and I come here. So here I can do one thing, I will give the one I created. So here like if you look at this is the scope of check. In scope of check, like this side if you check stocks, okay, so stocks like safety stocks, stock in transfer, in quality inspection stock inside. So which stock you want to consider? Suppose when you use this checking group in metal master MRP3 view, okay, so generally we assign the availability check in the metal master MRP3 view, okay. So when you do the ability check with this checking group, what stocks you want need to consider? So these are like different safety stocks, stock in transfer, in quality. So these are the different stocks are there, and these are the different receipts in or outward movements, okay. Here different types of receipt like purchase order, purchase requisition, dependent requirement, all these receipt and requirements. What requirement or receipts you want to consider, inward and outward movements, okay, those you can here you can give, okay. And here like what kind of reservation, suppose you want to include all the reservation, okay, so all the so what kind of reservation and what kind of release order. So suppose if you want to check only release for release orders, okay, so this is for stock transfer. And plan order, in case of plan order, production order, okay, so these are the your receipts, okay. So what kind of production order you want to consider, okay. And then your replenishment lead time, suppose if you want to consider replenish lead time or not. And then storage location inspection, suppose if some material are under the inspection storage location, whether that should consider or not, okay. So this is and then processing time, suppose some material are in your premise but it is you yet to do this some good receipt processing. So in that case such materials like how much time of GR processing of material like suppose some material after 2 days of GR processing you can get it into the as unrestricted. So if you want to process such kind of material, so those are we should consider not, okay. So here you can give, suppose if you want to check, okay, within 2 days of GR processing also we will consider that material, okay. Here you can give how much times of maximum, how much GR processing time will consider here, okay. So within that time if it is material available, then that will be not that will be considered for the issues, okay. So these are the different settings you can do in the scope of check, okay. And once you do this one, you will save it, okay. So and this is one receipt, suppose if you want to include some receipt in the past, okay, and receipt from past and future with message, those which suppose some receipts are in past, that we should consider or not, and how we will consider those, it will control that, okay. So this is about the scope of check, okay. Now once so here like because this checking group being assigned to the PP, so when this will be useful in case of your for production planning. Okay, so that's what if you look at, there are different checking rule depend on the application area, SD or PP like this. Okay, so those will be differentiate the checking group from different application area. And after that so this is like a checking group, checking rule and checking control. These are the main scope of check. So there are three main configuration for the availability check or ATP. Then you can go for checking control. In the checking control, like for production order, we can assign so here if you look at check alert during creation, suppose if you look at PP is assigned checking control. Okay, and this is able to check during creation. Here you can control your ATP check, like suppose if you want to check or not. If you don't want to check, then if in no check. And if you want to check metal availability when saving order. So when you create and save the order, that time if you want if you want to say do the availability check during saving order, then you can check here, check metal availability. So these are the control to during for the creation of production order, how to want to do the availability check during creation of production order. Okay, and then second is during release of production order. When you release, what kind of ATP logic you want. Okay, so like either you want to no check for material, status check or check metal saving order. Here during release, like there are two things. Suppose your some metal are missing, some raw material are missing, stocks are not available. In that case, what will do, whether system should allow you release or not. Okay, so that there are different options. Like option 1 means user decide release if parts are missing. I mean, there will be give you a pop-up. If you want to override you can skip that one. And it will be release permitted, means like suppose if you are missing part, it will help to release. Okay, if you don't want to release, if there is parts are missing, then it will not release. Okay, so this is about the your checking control. Okay, so these are the configuration for the ATP or availability check. Okay, now I get one material. So this availability check, you can assign in MRP3 view. In MRP3. Okay, so here you can assign your other checking group. If you look at this one, we have created this one, so you can assign. Okay, so this is all about the how to config the availability check group, checking group, checking rule, and what kind of configuration is required. Okay, so you understood the configuration, and I tried to, because this is the cross application component, and I tried to give the overview of this functionality. Okay, hope you understood and you like this video. Okay, so thank you.